Okay, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting of Peters Township Council to order for Monday, December 22nd, 2025. Mr. Lauer, can you please call the roll?
Ms. Shanafelt.
Here.
Dr. Borosco.
Here.
Mr. Arcuri.
Here.
Mr. Steigel.
Here.
Mr. Kozer.
Here.
Mr. Lewis.
Here. Yeah, I'll
Mr.
rise for the
Russ
Pledge
will
of
not be here
Allegiance.
tonight.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item on the agenda will be approval of the minutes of the council meeting held December 1st.
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any further comments, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries 6-0. Approval of the council meeting minutes from the meeting held on December 8th.
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries 6-0. So moving to special reports tonight, we have it's a nice report. I'm sure everybody knows we had a very successful season with the high school teams, in particular the girls golf team, girls volleyball team, and the football team, all of which won the Whippeals. So we want to bring the three groups in here tonight. I'm sure that's why, you guys are all here, and recognize you guys for your accomplishments. This year's, I think, especially special for a few of us on council. Mr. Ross couldn't be here this evening, but his son is a graduating senior on the football team. Mrs. Shanafelt's son Lucas is graduating, was a member of the football team, and my daughter Keely was a senior who is she's graduating. She was on the volleyball team. So we're going to start this off with, we're going to talk about the girls volleyball team first. We'll call Head Coach Chris Kelly if you have any comments you want to make, or you just want me to move along.
Really put me on the spot here.
Okay.
Can you come up to the front?
I'm going to need you to help me hand out these proclamations that we have for the girls. So let me take a minute to read the proclamation for the volleyball team, and then we'll recognize all the girls individually. Okay, this is a proclamation of Peters Township recognizing the 2025 Peters Township High School girls varsity volleyball team for their historic achievement in winning the 2025 Whippio Class 4A championship. Whereas Peters Township proudly honors the exceptional accomplishments of the 2025 Peters Township High School girls varsity volleyball team, and whereas this remarkable team displayed unwavering determination, skill, and teamwork throughout the season, earning their place among the best in the region, and whereas the 2025 girls varsity volleyball team made history by capturing their first ever Whippio Class 4A championship, defeating Pine Richland 3-0 in a hard-fought and thrilling match, and whereas their success reflects not only athletic excellence, but also the values of perseverance, sportsmanship, and community pride. And whereas the players, coaches, and staff have brought tremendous honor to Peters Township through their dedication and achievement. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by Peters Township Council that on this day, Monday, December 22nd, 2025, we recognize and commend the 2025 Peters Township High School girls varsity volleyball team for their historic championship victory and for serving as inspiring role models for determination and teamwork. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to every team member, coach, family, and supporter for their commitment and for bringing joy and pride to our community. Approved in testimony whereof, we, the undersigned officials of Peters Township, set our hand and affix a seal of Peters Township this Monday, December 22nd, 2025. And it's signed by myself and Mr. Lauer. So, Coach, if you could come up, we'll read the girls off individually and hand them their proclamations. And if there's any parents that want to come up and take photos,
Children handed out there. The lighting's on the back.
Can you find the one for golf? If I'm gonna have to read it.
Bell effecting? Alex Schulip.
Have them stay up
Carly
here.
Stabelski.
Stay up here.
Yeah.
Come back up.
Guys, come up and do a group photo.
Ball.
Lily O'Connor. Liv Lear. Eva Drake. Charlie Tookie. Allison Oshnock. Angelina Williams. Maddie Carroll. Alex Knox. Elle Gorman. Gilly Seigel.
Special treat.
Chloe Byrne. Ellie Huffnagel. And coaches Zaza Storm.
Are these for the coaches too? Do we have enough for coaches and all?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought, yes. Sorry. I still want to jump.
Maggie Saunderson. Nicolina Yanisek. And Mark Felbinger.
I hope we get everybody together for one.
Let's see, get this picture.
One more team picture.
that we have to get into? I feel like we do.
What's that?
Hey guys. Exactly with everyone else. All right. Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna fit in there, but we'll give it a shot.
Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
No, for my kids, anyway.
Okay, we're going to move into recognition of the girls' golf team. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Lewis.
Good evening. I'm looking for all the girls, but they're in the back. I'm not going to be very good with your names, but we have a similar proclamation, although it's not going to talk it, in terms of the other sport. Whereas Peters Township proudly celebrates the exceptional accomplishments of the 2025 Peters Township High School girls golf team. The team demonstrated extraordinary skill, focus, perseverance throughout the season and continued that tradition in excellence throughout its high school golf tournaments. On October 9th, 2025, at Cedar Brook Golf Course, at least the gold portion of it, the team captured Whipple's Class 3A championship for the 4th consecutive year. An achievement that we're all very proud of, all of you, and I believe you all must be very proud of your teammates. That excellence exemplifies sportsmanship, teamwork, determination, and inspired the peers and younger elements of the school classes to continue that kind of level of excellence. Whereas the players, coaches, and staff have represented our community with distinction and pride, be it proclaimed that Peters Township Council on this day, Monday, December 22nd, 2025, recognizes and commends the 2025 Peters Township High School girls team. find out how bad I butcher a couple of these names. We'd ask you to come down and I attempt to call it. Ellie Benson.
And stay up here.
No, step
You can stay up here.
You can take pictures.
Elizabeth. Claire? Lauren? Autumn? And Olivia? I did okay on the first names, all right?
Yep.
I understand your coach was not able to join you tonight, Thursday. Is this the second time you've won it? No.
Congratulations, girls.
All right, finally, we're going to honor the football team, and I'm going to turn this over to Mrs. Shamfeld.
So I get the honor to read the proclamation for the football team. I'll let the boys come in. The young men. Okay. Okay,
Guys are not
so
all linemen, that's what I can tell.
I'm going to read the proclamation for the football team. So, a proclamation of Peters Township recognizing the 2025 Peters Township High School football team for their outstanding achievement in winning the 2025 WPIAL 5A championship. Whereas Peters Township proudly celebrates the extraordinary accomplishments of the 2025 Peters Township High School football team. The exceptional team, through unwavering dedication, remarkable skill, and relentless effort, achieved an outstanding season demonstrating their commitment to excellence and competitive spirit. The Peters Township football team exemplified sportsmanship, teamwork, perseverance in inspiring their peers and the entire community. Whereas their hard work and determination culminated in the crowning achievement of winning the WPIAL 5A championship in a comeback fashion, outlasting Pine Richland 20-19. That was a lot of fun to be at, so congrats. A testament to their resilience in pursuit of greatness, absolutely. The players, coaches, and staff have brought immense pride and honor to Peters Township through their success on the field and their representation of our community values. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Peters Township Council that on this day, Monday, December 22nd, 2025, we honor and commend the 2025 Peters Township High School football team for their remarkable achievements and for serving as outstanding examples of athleticism, character, and determination. Congratulations, boys. Since there's a lot, Coach Platt, could you help?
I'll get them. They were smart this time, Paul. Start from here to this one. It's got some wider shoulders coming up.
You sure?
Yeah.
We'll start with
Okay.
the best one.
Yes.
Lucas Shanafelt.
I know.
Jeremy Coletti. Jackson Hardcastle. Cole Newpaver. Andrew Aloise. Andrew, what's your name? Jack Files. Ryan Rebish.
Said done.
Reston Lehman. Nolan DeLucia. Talon Stauffer. Mark Rapepi. Brian Moskell. Steve Hanna. Joey Sadowski. Noah Griffith. Cole Camilletti. Brady O'Connor. Easton Irwin. Dave Hathey. Max Cortez. Aaron Kulkarni. Liam Alsop. Gavin Hollander. Ryan Needleberger. Stephen Brown. Also have two coaches with us, Christian Breisinger and Davon Jackson. Right, now you guys got
And also Coach Blackwood to give you one.
I think there's a couple boxes. I gotta think.
Stand up on a box.
One more. Is that what you guys are?
Okay, so we'll move in audience comments. Does anybody want to address council? Mrs. Shannon. Thanks for waiting that out.
Yeah.
I didn't even see her out there.
No.
Okay, I have two things, all right? I did finish the sign. The lettering is done, the logo, except I have to put the white on. It's supposed to be 56 on Christmas Day. I may go out in the morning and do the white, okay? So it'll be done. I want to know, is the light going to be turned on? Because
The power had been torn up. Jared's going to get to that when the public works department.
is it going to be
gets.
before Christmas?
It will not be before.
Oh,
Christmas.
yes, Shmaria. You know, okay. All right. Because I went out Thursday, almost crippled myself, okay, to finish that sign so we could have it spotlighted on Christmas. So, sorry about that. I also want to know, if we can't put a tree, can we decorate the
Question
space?
for council.
Can
What
we
do you wanna-
decorate the space? Like put up wreaths or put garland or something? Since
I don't
it's our
care.
beautification
Doesn't matter to
site?
me, yeah.
Yeah,
Huh?
go for it.
All right. You don't care? All right.
Well, we do care. It's not that we don't object.
Okay, you don't object. All right. The second thing is, so you put the stop signs, okay, at the end of King Richard on both sides there. So I want to know, when was that traffic study done?
You remember?
Between 1 and 2 months ago.
So it's an I ran into Mr. Lignelli tonight, and he wanted to know the same question. I didn't have that answer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do my own traffic study, because I want to know what the results of that traffic study was. What, do you know the results? Anybody know the results of the study? What did it say?
Yeah, it said there was inadequate sight distance for the 85th percentile speed looking left from King Richard.
Yep. There you go.
Well, you know, does it indicate how many cars travel that road?
No, it just indicates that it isn't safe.
Yep.
No, it probably does. Don't they?
Well,
do
he's
times?
shaking his head, yes, you're
Oh,
saying
yeah,
that.
we have
But
it.
I mean, what
But
it is,
I think it's like a moot point. It's a sight distance problem, not a volume.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you know, I don't know if you know this, but a rule's not a good rule unless it is obeyed every single time, right? So a stop sign is kind of like a rule. I go on that road all the time. People aren't stopping at your stop signs. Okay?
well, there will be enforcement if there's a problem there.
Well, I'm still gonna do my own traffic study there. I'll go down there. I mean, is it they can't see or what? Is that what
Yeah,
they're
that's what
complaining
sight
about?
distance
The idea is
Yeah,
that when you come
okay.
down King Richard, you can't see looking to the left.
Left, given the speed that the people are traveling.
On Old Waterdam.
Right.
Yep.
But the
Because
study would show how many cars went through. It's
I
just
don't
not
think they
real.
just, for that type of study, I don't.
I think it would.
Well, they do traffic.
Well, I guess you had to get.
I think they do
people do
traffic
the
counts to
traffic
get to
counts we're going
85th
to.
percentile.
Well, I still don't know if that warrants putting stop signs. All they have to do is pull out a little further, maybe? Huh?
So
that
whenever
would-
they do that sight distance, is that the speed that they're actually clocking?
Correct.
Not the
Not
the
speed
posted
limit.
speed.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. That's another rule that's being broken.
Yeah, yeah.
I
mean,
just find it
it's-
amazing, Ms. Shaner, that you're here arguing against a stop sign, because you've brought us so many stop signs over the years. I mean,
Well, I've only brought you one stop
no, I
sign.
think 2 of them, didn't you?
No, it was only
She
one.
did the one at.
I agreed with you
On the
when
one
you
at the
said
top of
there
the hill.
should be the
Okay.
one, yes, yes, I agreed.
So you don't like these stop signs?
I think they're unnecessary. I really do. I don't think they're necessary at all. I mean, I'm going to make a habit to come down King Richard to go to Giant Eagle for the next 2 months. And I'm going to see if there's a sight distance problem.
And just remember, when you get to the top of King Richard there where the split occurs, it's both ways. You can travel.
Oh, yeah, that's the other, go ahead, you know, because I was thinking about that too. Why can't you just put a sign that says keep right? And then at the top, keep right, instead of one, I mean, you know, because all right, that's, go ahead, put, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Maureen Jones, East McMurray Road. I came here a couple months ago and I asked if we could have a deer crossing sign on East McMurray Road. I was just wondering, is there any progress on that?
It wouldn't be the township, that's a state road. It would have to be the state that would authorize that sign.
Okay. And any chance of that happening? Because the deer are still there. I mean, I just watched about 8 deer cross over about 3 o'clock this afternoon there. So, and all I hear is honking horns so they don't hit them.
So what's the process for that, Paul? Do we have to request it, or?
Request to the PennDOT.
They'll come out and look at it, won't they?
Yeah, we should
Last
do
time
that. I've noticed that too, driving through there at night, that the deer seem to be congregating there more than they did before they tore all the woods down up over.
We can
county
send in a
line.
request.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask about is on Hayes Road, where that new house is going in shortly off of East McMurray. There's a huge, there was utility work performed there, and now there's a huge crater that's on that road where it gets real tight before you go and hit the first speed bump. Can anything be done? Can they be made to refill that in because it's
No,
really
they will
deep?
be. I mean, they patched that temporarily, but I would agree with you that it's, what they've done is inadequate, but it has to be permanently patched.
Okay. And my last is just to make a comment. Is there anything that could be done at the intersection of East McMurray and 19 as well as East McMurray and Valley Brook? I travel that way numerous times each day, and every red light I could tell you somebody's running. One day in particular, I was sitting there waiting for I had a green light finally, and 3 cars still went through at the intersection of Valley Brook and East McMurray.
I think it's just a matter of whether there's an officer sitting there. I've seen them sitting at that intersection pretty frequently, it seems lately. But I don't disagree. I mean, everybody's trying to
Yeah.
get through at the last second there.
And unfortunately, there's going to be an accident in particular, especially on the intersection down at Donaldson's Crossroads, because they fly through that. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, looks like there's no unfinished business, so we'll move into new business. The first item will be an ordinance levying a tax on the assessed value of real property located in the township for 2026.
So the 2026 budget that we've been working on is predicated on an increase in the property tax from 1.5 mils to 1.95 mils. This represents a tax of $1.95 on each $1,000 of property assessed value. For the average homeowner in Peters Township, that's been an annual property tax increase of $87.75 or $7.31 per month. To put that in perspective, and that we've looked at this, Cal, can you pull the screen down? To put this in perspective, these are all the property taxes as levied in Washington County. As you can see, when they're rank ordered, Peters Township currently is in the 31st position. There are 68 municipalities. I can guarantee you that there will be additional increases on various municipalities this year. At 1.95, you're still well in the middle of that. The other thing is, this is a list of all the property tax increases that have occurred in Peters Township, either by the township, the school district, or Washington County. You can see that in 1988, there was a tax increase, in 2010, and then in 2022. You know, the one thing I think worth noting is that if you go back to 1988, and if the ratios of our tax rate to the school districts, to Washington counties, actually held through all those years, instead of being at 1.95, if you compare it to what the school district is, it would be at 2.61. If you compare it to the county, it would be 2.37. And the only reason I think that that's important to recognize is that the fact of the matter is we're all in the same business. It's driven largely by personnel costs and capital projects. And so, you know, I think the townships have done well over the years to be careful stewards with the taxpayers' money, but there are increasing costs, and I think it's the prudent thing to recognize that, and that's why it's my recommendation that council adopt an ordinance increasing the millage rate to 1.95 for 2026.
So the additional millage,
Point
what,
two.
yeah, the 0.25, what is that, what do you anticipate that will generate then, base?
A tenth of a mil generates about $330,000. So
it'd be 660.
it's less than $1 million.
667.
So in reality, being that we're not going to, I mean, we're almost certainly not going to have to expend the full $1.5 million for the ambulance, probably more, what, like 600,000. So that leaves,
No, can't, don't think that, because that money that was put in there assumes that you're borrowing $1.5 million. So if in fact we don't have to spend all that money, all we would be doing is borrowing the money needed to, for the ambulance garage. It does not reduce the expenditures in the way that reduces the need for tax funding.
There be debt service then too?
It would be debt service in future years, not in 2026, but in 2027.
I'll make a motion, council adopts ordinance number 919 establishing a tax levy of 1.95 mils on the assessed value of real property in Peters Township for 2026.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second on that. Any further discussion? Any questions from the audience?
Was it .15 from the budget meeting or .25?
0.25.
It was 2.5, okay, sorry.
Okay, if a motion and a second, we do a roll call on that.
Ms. Shinville?
Aye.
Mr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Kozer?
Nay.
Mr. Prosco?
Aye.
Mr. Curry?
Nay.
Mr. Steigel?
Nay. So that being a sailed motion, I'm assuming we just maintain it at the current?
No, you'd have to
or we
pass
need
an
to-
ordinance to establish what the levy is. But if you do that, and if you leave it where it's at, I would caution you against adopting the budget, because the budget makes a revenue assumption. So,
Yeah, can the negative people express their thoughts with regard to what you would like to see happen?
I'd like to see a budget that doesn't require a tax increase. However, we have to go
But the
about
budget
it.
is, I think, separate than the tax increase.
It is separate than taxes.
Well, my issue is the taxpayers in this township are already getting raked by the school district. Tax
Yeah.
But that
going up
also
every
shouldn't
year,
have anything to do with what
Yeah,
we're
it's all
deciding.
coming out of the same pocket, though.
you know.
but it doesn't, but I understand that there have been numerous increases in school district taxes. It doesn't raise a dime to pay the township's bill. And I don't know how you can prudently move forward with a budget that'll be totally out of balance. And we'd have to come back with change in revenue projections, which means, I guess you'd be adopting the budget at some point later.
What's sitting in the general fund right now?
What do you mean by
Like,
that?
what's in our,
With a surplus.
yeah, what
Okay.
In our reserves?
reserves?
Reserves.
Oh, there's probably, because the township always carries a reserve in the capital projects fund of $1 million. And we've had to use that in the past, so, I mean, if you wanted, we'll just eliminate that, but you're gonna be.
That's not the right thing to do.
I thought our reserve was, didn't we vote on that one time? I thought it was more than $1 million.
That's what I thought.
There's each year, the budget includes $1 million at least in the capital projects fund. I can't tell you right now, what the amount that is, in the fund balances and all the funds. I don't know that off the top of my head. But I know there's $1 million there.
It's been.
I'd like to put, well, I don't know. I was gonna just repeat the motion to approve the budget, the tax increase that was proposed. Without any direction out of the negative side here, I don't know that that's gonna go anywhere.
Well, I think
I can't hear.
the problem comes down to, I think it was pretty obvious that a tax increase wasn't gonna pass this year.
Oh,
And it's
that,
not
I'll
gonna
be
pass
honest
next
with you,
year.
Gary, that is not, in the, I
We
was
should have
taken
had
back.
increase
In the
last.
budget discussions, I never heard that from you. I never heard that from council.
I thought I specifically made a caution about whatever you put in this budget to be aware that it's most likely going to be rolled back next year, and it's not gonna happen. I mean, I think, I've been pretty clear, I've never voted for any of, or I've never supported any kind of tax increase at all. I've voted against them anytime they've come up It's only been, what, once or twice?
think
I voted for the tax when we rolled it back, my first year on council, but, no, I mean, I'm pretty much an open book.
What would have to happen for you to ever accept, I mean,
It would have to be something absolutely, something like the dam, that we had to spend $5-10 million on it. And I think that the residents would get behind that. Emergency services, if something unforeseen happened, the ambulance, for example, if worse came to worse, that would be acceptable for me.
Well, we do have some big line items coming. I mean, the dam's one of them. Who knows when that trigger's gonna get pulled, and then we're under some sort of a, what's that other thing, Mark, that we have? That's a
MS4.
big ticket number
Yeah, I mean, the Briarcliff project could,
and all that stuff. I mean,
Man,
there's
they-
millions of dollars that are floating out there. And, my problem is, we keep raising taxes, but we don't ever address anything underlying the expenditures. Like when we were gonna build the aquatic park and the pool and all that stuff, it was all or none. You couldn't have done one part of it and then designed it in such a way that you could, if you wanted to, add on to it.
But that's exactly what ended up happening.
yeah.
Well, I know, but I'm just, because it came back at, whatever, some huge number.
Yeah, right.
But, I mean, we should be looking at that type of stuff in every project we do, like how we can keep control of those, make those costs lower.
Well, that ultimately will make the entire expenditure much higher to do it in a.
Well, it could be, but then on the other hand, it might not get done because, we want to be fiscally prudent and, we might have just did one little thing of one part of it, which what we ended up doing for now. That's my problem. I mean, why do we keep spending money because, we can't, basically, because of the way the township is, and tax base is set up, but eventually we're gonna hit a wall. Everybody acknowledges that. I mean, when we get built out, there's gonna be hell to come.
Well, at that point, I don't see any reason to keep growing.
Well, that's what I'm
the
saying.
township
I mean,
staff.
that's my big concern is that we never address those things. We're gonna go out and, everybody wants us to hire all these people and new employees and that, we need to take a closer look at that type of stuff rather than just say, well, we're Peters Township and we have a lot of, income and revenue coming in, so why not just keep going?
But Frank, I'm going to disagree with that characterization. You are not overstaffed in any department. We run really close to what it is.
I understand, 'cause we're not
But
hiring anybody this round.
Well, no,
But I'm
what's-
just saying, everybody comes in here and expects us, all these departments expect us to give them, everything they want. Well, you can't do that. We told them no, I don't know how many times.
Well-
The problem is, we never look at the costs and how to keep them reasonable. That's my concern. And then it results in this.
I'm going to disagree, Frank. That is not the way we approach this. It's not the way the budget gets put together. It really isn't.
Well, I don't agree with you, and I've been on here 20 years.
I hear you.
I know, I put up with you for 20 years, so.
Yeah.
But if you want to set the millage leave the millage at its current amount, you want to adopt the budget, I'm telling you that what we're going to probably need to do is early next year, tell us where we're going to save that money to be able to make this work.
So are you asking for us to look to a different millage right now? What's the next step? What do we?
Well, you have to set the millage. One way or the other, the millage rate has to be set tonight because it needs to be in place by the beginning of the year.
Will someone make a motion?
Well, can you change it during the year?
Nope.
No.
I'll make a motion that we set the 2026 millage rate at 1.8 mils,
What is it currently?
1.7.
That's only 300,000.
What's the? Nope.
here a second.
Yeah.
You know, we've been 3 months through this, and to come down to tonight, I'm really disappointed in my
May I say something?
constituent. No.
Yeah, I'll say something.
I'm confused. Chris, you all know the guy
We
now.
know.
But do write your name down and do
Yeah,
write
I
your
will.
address.
I'm confused because this is the first time I really paid attention to the whole sort of budget reconciliation process and going through with the millage stuff. It seemed to me as a spectator that they went hand in hand. The suggestion was we're going to need a 0.25 millage increase to support the budget as proposed for this year. And I suppose the budget hasn't been finally voted on yet, so I'm really shocked at the disconnect that I'm seeing right now, and I'd like to understand it. I'm surprised. I don't understand the disconnect.
It's a good question.
They seem to be linked, that here's the budget that's predicated on a millage increase, and when it's time to vote for a millage increase, I get what the noes are saying. I'm just trying to understand why the disconnect. How did we get here?
Well, I'm not gonna vote for the budget, so
Okay.
there's no disconnect there.
That's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I think that's probably why we're at this 3-3 stalemate, I guess, stalemate.
Yeah, so we're, right off the bat, we were looking at, I think, $150,000 for an HR manager. I was opposed to that. If we were gonna hire anybody, I think we should have hired a police officer, being that the patrol staffing is what it's been for 30 years. I mean, if we need anything, it would be that.
Well, I agree with that. I thought we should look into, like, leasing some services for human resources. Not go in and, open up another position that's gonna cost us another $100-something thousand a year.
Okay, I mean, on that specific issue, I think it was clear that 60% of a current person's time who doesn't do HR is involved with that. There's a ton of risk put on the township if you don't have an HR person doing HR functions, in my opinion. Bethel Park's confirmed has an HR director for a similar sized council, so I don't know.
I agree.
It'll go what it'll go. I'm really surprised that there's a disconnect here, so
So am I.
I'm really surprised.
Well, I want to say something. I just want to reiterate what was said at that one meeting, because he said, if you don't increase now, then you have to increase next year. Didn't you say that? You said that.
Oh, no,
That was
we talked
last
about
year.
it last year.
Huh?
That was last year.
Yep.
No, he said that about 3 meetings ago.
Oh, no, last year when we did the budget, in fact, if you go back to the manager's budget message, it says that, in all likelihood, there would be an increase in 2026.
Well, whatever. I mean, so you better be thinking about that. Because
Well,
I said that we haven't had an increase since, what was it, 30 years ago?
No, we've had
12?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't earth-shattering, was it?
Oh, no, 222.
No. I mean, I go to school board meetings all over the county, okay? Because I'm with the League of Women Voters, and we help to conduct school board forums. Nobody wants to increase taxes. I mean, and some of these people, I mean, we're in a township where we probably could increase taxes with a lot of these people. And there's these poor school districts out there never wanting to increase taxes. And they need to increase their taxes.
Well, we'll take donations.
You'll take I mean, it's, so I don't know.
So, looking at the development,
Come up with some kind of middle ground here.
is it taken into consideration roughly, probably 40 to 50 houses that are gonna come online in,
Yes.
off of Venetia Road? That's
Yes.
factored into
Yep.
the revenues already?
We can't even do the rest of the agenda items until you set the tax rate.
And John, what's the requirement? When do we have to set the millage rate?
I think you have to do it.
Tonight?
Well, I don't know if we have to do it tonight, but I don't know that you want to come back for a special meeting next week to do it.
I think you have to do it before the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think it
So
has to be set.
I don't know the advertising requirements if we have to, for that one. I mean, obviously, we need 24 hours for a special meeting, but I'm not sure if the millage rate requires its own.
Yes.
It does, Paul? I mean,
I think
Might be
that's not gonna be the issue.
well, that would be my only concern, if we'd have to come back to meet the advertising. It has to be done this year.
I mean, my motion for 1.8 is still on the floor if anybody
Is
wants
there-
to second it.
This is probably a long shot. Could we call Matt Ross, see if we could get him and let him break the tie?
I don't think so.
I mean, we won't even let people remote in for these meetings.
Well, we have in the past, and I don't understand.
We
why.
have in the past?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I
I've
think
asked
Bob- I
that
think
in the last
Bob-
4 years, and the answer
Bob was on a
has been
cruise
no.
ship, weren't you?
It's
last time?
2025, you should be able to remote in.
We did
these
it, Bob
meetings.
voted on, I think, the gas ordinance years ago. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
But
I'm not looking to always be on the side of wanting to increase taxes, but I just think to have a forward progression in the township. Unfortunately, we're just at that stage in the economy where things cost more and we have to get with the program. So that's why I'm interested in, I don't want it coming out of my pocketbook either, but at the same time, I just think it's the only realistic way to keep going as a community and giving our different departments what they need to work efficiently. And I do think we do run a really lean municipal, and even with that, I just think that we need to increase. I was hoping to have that passed tonight.
One second, ma'am. Speaking out of turn on this, because this is their world, not mine, but does it make sense for at least a few minutes, and you may say no, to table this, to look at the budget, to see if Frank's proposal would work?
But, I don't know how you do that, because I think if you're gonna strike that much money out of the budget, it ought to be done in a thoughtful way. Do you want me to see whether Mr. Ross is available? I know that he's at a family function, so.
I don't see why.
I think, yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that, but I think council should all agree on it.
yeah, I don't have a problem reaching out.
Okay. You mind if I
Yeah,
just
go
take
for
a
it.
second?
Because if he was here, it either passes or it fails.
But if we get him, we probably should talk about this and also talk about the budget, because I think we'll have the same problem.
Ma'am, did you want to
Yeah,
make a
come on.
comment?
Thank you. I just have a simple basic question. I'm looking at this chart that's included in the handout here of the 26 budget, and you're telling me that our revenues are 27 million and our expenditures are 34 million. How's that gap being covered?
It isn't.
Yeah.
Every year, the budget's like that, because they're very conservative on the revenue side. And then if it's not on the expense side, then you can't do the project. So they throw everything that they can think of that goes in there. We do, I shouldn't say they, we do. And then that way, during the year, if we're running short of revenue or whatever, we can not do the expenditures, and so it always sort of balances out.
So this is basically a wish list of expenditures.
I don't know if it's a wish list, it's stuff that needs
Well, if
done.
you have $7.5 million not covered by revenue, what else do you call it?
This year it was 13 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This year
It always,
is-
but we always end up at the end of the year not doing. I don't understand why we do it that way, but that's just the way it's always been that I've been saying.
Well, things, Tracy or Kyle, correct me if I'm wrong, the equitable share with the police department, we already have that money, so it's not showing as a revenue, right? But
Right.
the expenditure is gonna be there, so that's roughly.
We are drawing down prudently balances that we have in our funds.
Right.
And we also have 1.5 million set aside as a loan if we needed it. So that's how it's accounted for.
Right. So that would account for some of that.
That accounts for it all.
I have Mr. Ross on the phone. He has 4 or 5 minutes he can give us. So if someone wants to make a
Okay,
motion.
I will withdraw the motion.
Right.
There was a motion on the table.
I'll make my motion, Frank, since it was mine.
All right.
I'll re-motion. Peters Township Council adopts ordinance number 919 establishing a tax levy of 1.95 mils on the assessed value of real property in Peters Township for 2026.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on that. Mr. Lauer, roll please.
Matt? Mr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Kozer?
Nay.
Mr. Steigel?
Nay.
Mr. Curry?
Nay.
Mr. Perosco?
Aye.
Ms. Shanafeld?
Aye.
Okay, so that passes. Probably want to keep him on then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we can go to the budget, I
Right.
think.
So we'll skip ahead to which one is it? Item D, adoption of the 2026 Township operating budget.
We've gone over this in great detail. I'm not sure that this makes any sense to
Nope.
talk
Where are
about it
we
more.
here?
We're going to be on item D now, so
Okay.
somebody want to make a motion to adopt that?
I'll make a motion for Peters Township Council to adopt the ordinance number 921, establishing the 2026 Peters Township operating budget.
Okay, a motion and a second on that. Roll call on that one, please.
Mr. Roust? Yes. Mr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Kozer?
Nay.
Mr. Steigel?
Nay.
Mr. Curry?
Nay.
Dr. Perosco?
Aye.
Okay,
Ms.
but-
Shanafeld?
Aye.
Sorry.
We missed one, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so that passes 4-3. I think that's all we need. Thanks, Matt.
Matt, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr.
Capital.
Ross. Happy holidays.
Capital?
Oh, I hit the wrong button here.
Okay.
Tracy had a question before Matt.
Do we need capital to be voted separately too?
No, I'm not worried about that one.
Okay.
That'll be fine. We'll go back to item D, resolution amending the Parks and Recreation Department fees.
So these are the fees that Mr. Brooks presented to council with regard to the operation of the Rolling Hills Aquatic Center. And what these recommendations come out of our experience with the 5 or 6 weeks that the center was open. It establishes a $50 annual fee for a family of 4. We don't intend to offer that to non-residents, and the idea would be that members could then come an hour early, so it would give a preference to township residents. The remainder of the fees are similar to what has been currently offered. There is a new fee if you want to rent the entire facility in the evening for $1,000. In addition to that, Mr. Brooks is recommending that we change the current fees that at the rec center itself. These fees were set 19 years ago and have never been changed. The reason why you see the disparity between residents and non-residents is that when the facility was first opened, there was no fees associated with it. And as a result, there were many occasions where you had open gyms where township residents could not get onto the courts because they were being used by non-residents. And that's,
Remember that well.
yeah, that's why council decided to set these fees the way these are.
I'm good with the increases. The only thing I would ask is going forward, rather than doing a big jump at one time, maybe we look at what
Yes.
the cost of operations is yearly, and if
I
it,
would agree.
address it accordingly.
I don't understand why we're not offering non-residents a season pass. I mean, we could charge them $200 each. I mean, there's revenue you could be pulling in right there. But that's just my opinion. But Mr. Brooks doesn't feel we should be doing that. I'm not gonna make an issue of it. So I'll make a motion.
Wait, one
Oh, go
thing.
ahead, Allison.
Sorry.
Good.
The only thing I just wanted to clarify, the drop-in fee of $1, is that, and is it going to, the one that's gonna
It's
go to
going
$3?
It's going to $3.
Is that to look up their ID, or that?
No,
they're-
that's if you're not a member.
Okay.
And
I
want
was
to
making
use the
sure.
facility, yes.
Yeah, because we used to charge them.
Yeah, and we don't do
and I-
that.
Thank you. I did not
That's
like.
horrible.
So we're gonna look at are we gonna look at this every year then?
I think that.
We look at fees periodically. It's normally every couple of years.
I still
we
don't
take a look at
understand
it.
why we're not, and I agree with Mr. Kozer, I don't understand why we can't offer non-residents a family pass.
Well,
I mean, I know we have no track record, we don't know how many of those we'd even sell. So.
I think you would sell a lot, and you sold, and we did have them, this year, and you had times when you had more non-residents in the park than you had residents, and I think that's part of it. The other thing is
Yeah,
the
but
idea
remember-
of being able to get residents into the facility early and use it for an additional hour, because now we can distinguish between members and non-members.
But see, here's the rub, Paul. We had all these consultants come in here before we built that water park, excuse me, splash pad, talking about, you know, you're gonna have people come from all over western Pennsylvania and that this can bring in this much revenue, and here's a potential revenue source, which we're gonna apparently forego.
Well, I can tell you, the aqua park more than paid for itself for the period of time that was open. It far exceeded what was anticipated for the number of
So I mean,
individuals would be there.
if you charge non-residents $200 for a family pass and you sold 100 of them, that's $20,000. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket, but still it's $20,000, right?
If you want to make that change, we can make that.
And I would-
You can't charge more than double.
Double, yeah, the most you could charge is 100.
Okay, so 100
Why?
still.
We have DCNR funding in this project, and one of the stipulations to that grant funding is you can't charge non-residents more than
Thank
double
you.
what you
Yeah,
charge.
that's why when you look at these rates, you see that that's what they are.
And what's the water bill there per month?
Well, we don't know that yet because there
I'm just
were.
saying, I mean, if you can get an extra $10,000, why wouldn't you, right? You pay for water, right?
I think it's
Well,
a
then we-
no-brainer.
Then make the motion to approve the fees and changing that fee. We'll do that.
I have another question though, like for this facilities thing, we charge $1,000 for residents after hours. Is that delineated how long of a period of time that is? Is it like 6 to 8 or?
It's gonna be a couple hours after the facility closes.
Okay, so I mean, it's gonna be a set thing, they're not gonna be
Right.
going to 11 o'clock at
No,
night or?
no, there's not lights there.
Well, who
It's-
cares? Well, they're little kids, you need lights.
And they're not bringing alcohol.
And they're
either.
not bringing booze.
Right, because it's a splash pad. All right, I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution number 120125, amending the Parks and Recreation fees. However, I'm moving that we amend the fee schedule for the splash pad to allow for family passes for non-residents at $100 per.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 6-0. All right, next slide will be an ordinance amending chapter 195 fees of the Peters Township Code of Ordinances.
So there aren't significant changes in the fee structure itself, but there are changes. If you look at the ordinance that's included in the docket, there are places where the language was changed to clarify the application of fees. An example of that is clarifying that retaining walls are structures. We've always treated them that way, but the language in the ordinance isn't clear with regard to that. Likewise, if you have a wall that is not a retaining wall and is used to separate properties, we clarified that that's to be treated the same as fences for the purposes of levying fees. With the new permitting software, you'll finally be able to pay for permits online. We've not been able to do this in the past. There's a fee associated with doing that in terms of processing credit cards. And so what we've done is on all building permits, increase the fee by $5 to cover that. The township has always relied on third parties for electrical inspectors. Your current building inspectors are certified by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to do electrical inspections, and there's a fee in there that's associated with that. I think the plus of this is going to be, particularly for people doing small projects, working with our building inspectors as opposed to a third-party inspector is going to be a whole lot easier. This really isn't, the fourth is not really an increase in fee, it's an increase in the amount that we're taking for escrow deposits. And these are the monies that are used to offset reviews by third parties. And to the extent that they're not expended, those fees are returned. What is happening right now is the amount we're taking in the initial escrows is so low that we're billing people on multiple occasions. And then finally, the last is some fees that are being adjusted so that they better reflect the township's cost. For example, right now, in a new plan, we charge $250 to put up the signs in the intersection, we're proposing to increase that to $500, which is a little bit closer to what it actually costs us to do that. There's also open space markers, which are 4x4 posts that are actually branded by the township, and we're increasing that fee from $25 to $50. The one change in the ordinance that I put on your desk that is different than what was in the docket, we charge a fee for snow plowing for developments as they're going in. That fee, we're collecting for 2 years at the initial payment, since most housing developments aren't completed in that period of time. So that's also a change. So it's my recommendation the council adopt ordinance 920, amending chapter 195 fees.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries 6-0. So we'll skip ahead then to adoption of the 2026 to 2030 capital improvement program.
So the capital improvement program originates out of a number of studies that the township has done in the past, as well as input from council and department heads. The most significant projects this year are replacement of the lift in the maintenance building, a traffic signal replacement on Route 19, half of which will be funded with a grant. Purchase of radios for the police department, and this is being done with that equitable share money that we received as a result of a drug forfeiture. There is $1,500,000 in there for the EMS transition. As I was saying before, the intention is that if we actually had to spend this money, we would borrow funds to be able to do this. It's still up in the air as to what's going to happen with that. There is the the turf replacement on Field 5, and then at the Aqua Park, we have to close that project out, and what's still outstanding is about $550,000. So,
Okay, I guess, like I mention every year, so just because we have this plan, there's no guarantee that we're going to move forward with any of this. It'll all come up for its own vote when the time comes. So, does anybody want to make a motion on this?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. Council adopts ordinance number 922, establishing the 2025 to 2029 capital improvement program.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries 6-0. Item 5 will be a resolution amending the Township Employee Handbook to create the job description for the position of Human Resources Manager.
So the 2026 budget includes an appropriation for the purpose of hiring a human resource manager. First step in that process is the adoption of a job description. Peters Township currently has 104 full-time employees and approximately 60 part-time employees and seasonal employees. Our represented workforce is covered by 3 separate labor agreements. The administrative employees are governed by the Township Personnel Manual, and all employees are governed by a myriad of state and federal laws and regulations. And I believe that we've reached the point where a dedicated human resource professional is needed to recruit, retain, and manage our personnel. And it's my recommendation that council adopt resolution 120225.
So, again, this is no guarantee that we're actually going to hire that person, right? This is just going through the.
Oh, no, with
is-
this in place and the budget adopted, we would go out and advertise and we would hire someone.
Okay. The way I read this, I thought it was just creating the description. Okay.
So I'll make a motion to recommend that the Peters Township Council adopts Resolution 12-25, amending the Peters Township Employee Handbook, creating a job description for the position of Human Resources Manager.
I'll second.
A motion and a second on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Sound like 4-2. Final item will be authorization of the appropriate township officials to execute a settlement agreement with Jason and Sherry Snyder. I think it is a reasonable settlement. Does anybody on council want to go to executive session to discuss this?
No, I'm opposed to the settlement only because I've been so.
I'm not happy with it either, but at the end of the day, it's gonna just keep costing us more in attorney's fees if we keep going down this route. Again, I'm gonna say I think this second lawsuit was completely baseless and there was no justification for the Snyders bringing it, but of course, that's only my opinion. So rather than have us fight that battle, I think this probably is, sometimes you just have to know when to, Gambler himself said you gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, right? So I'll make a motion that we authorize the appropriate township officials to execute a settlement agreement with Jason and Sherry Snyder.
I'll second it. Nobody's doing that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on that. Any further discussion? It wouldn't have to go to executive session?
No, you could, unless you want to go into executive session.
Is there
you don't.
anything that count for the audience?
We're gonna vote, right?
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah, you
vote.
have
Yeah,
to
I
vote.
just, I don't know if anybody wanted to. What is, I guess, what is the dollar figure that this
Yep.
settlement is now going to cost us? for the
Well,
city?
if you look at what's contained in the settlement, so signs be installed on Juniper Woods on the top and the bottom, saying no trucks and local deliveries. We intended to do that regardless. The pave the road is the reason why we're moving ahead with this, so that was something the township intends to do. A document that the township documenting what the status of the properties are is simply a matter of stating what the legal status of those properties are. There's already been a letter drafted to that regard that simply points out that these are existing non-conforming uses. What we would not be doing with this is to install temporary speed humps. So this is something that we're going to install during the summer months. It doesn't take much to do. The speed hump itself was only a few $1,000s. And the agreement is such that once Mr. Snyder sells his property, our obligation to do that disappears. And the other is that there's a large pine tree that sits off the right-of-way that Mr. Snyder would like to have us remove. It will not cost more than $5,000 to do that. I just think this is a transactional thing. I think this is a much better way to go than to continually litigating and incurring those expenses.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and quite honestly, had Mr. Snyder suggested this when we started this whole process, we wouldn't be here because we would have agreed to it.
So we've spent more on legal fees than we're actually gonna pay out in the settlement. then.
Oh,
And
way more.
And we will spend more than this settlement going forward, because we'd have to file summary judgment on this, and to the extent we'd have to take any more discovery. We haven't started discovery in that case that's filed. We had, I think there's 7 counts, 6 were dismissed, there's 1 that's hanging around. But legal fee wise, that was my recommendation to the manager, that council really needs to take this settlement because economically it makes the most sense.
Yeah, thanks for your work on
He's
that.
definitely gonna
Appreciate it.
sign off on it, him and his wife.
Well, you know, we reached out to them in advance, and I said, look, there's no guarantee council's going to agree to this or agree to these terms without changing it. But I said, assuming that they vote on this, if they vote yes, I don't want it to come back to you. So their lawyer looked at it, emailed Paul, and I said that they would agree to this version.
Yeah.
That was a couple days ago.
I mean, I'm like Frank, I don't like doing this, I'm not in favor of it.
I know.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should be cutting this guy's tree down.
No.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
No, I understand what it
Look,
is.
I mean, how many times we tell our clients, we know we're in the right, but it's gonna cost more to prove
Well,
that
I
we're in the
understand
right.
that, that's why I'm
what
gonna
this
go
is.
along with it, but I'm not happy with it.
Particularly given this case, given that we've been going at this for like 5 years.
It seems like more.
I still didn't hear how much it's gonna cost.
5,000.
It's about
No, the
5,000
tree.
and
The
a
tree.
couple of
That's what we're
thousand.
worried
The
about.
rest of the stuff, I
Less
think
than
what he's
10,
saying,
I
the
would
rest of
think.
the stuff is we were gonna do anyway.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what,
except for the speed
So
hump
it's
thing.
the cost of the legal fees and cutting down a tree is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
No,
the legal
with the-
fees is already been spent.
no.
That's a sunk
Right.
cost. So it's-
we're eliminating thousands and thousands of, triple that going forward. It's less than 10,000 out of the township's pocket to resolve. To go forward, you're probably talking 30,000 plus, because he will appeal.
Thank you. That's all I needed to
Okay, I
vote.
think we have a motion and a second on that, right?
I don't think so.
I made a motion.
Yeah,
Motion
Mr.
by
Kingsbury.
Bob.
And Bob seconded.
I said I would second.
Okay, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Okay, 5-1 on that one. So that'll get us to payroll and bills finally.
Mr. Chairman, I have reviewed the payroll and bills, hopefully for the last time, and I find them to be in order, and I move they be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second on that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 0 there. Correspondence, this is actually good news because EQ2 drills another well in Finleyville. We'll get some more gas impact money, so
Woo-hoo.
we'll move on beyond that. Is there anything that anybody would like to discuss on reports?
Nope.
Nothing? Miscellaneous, I think, first off, Kylie, we want to get the, so tonight, it's kind of a, I don't know, sad night. Last night with Dr. Porosco. Not going to have him with us here anymore. Mr. Rost as well. We got a little gift for you. Tom, I've really enjoyed working with you the past 4 years. We didn't even know each other before this. I have a lot of respect for you. I appreciate everything you've done. And I know that you're going to continue to be busy doing other things in the township. And I'm going to be picking your brain on ambulance matters and stuff going forward. So.
Thank you. I appreciate fellow council members. It's been an honor over the last 4 years. The municipal team. It's been great to get to know each and every one of you. Truly an honor. I mean, I was born here, grew up here, and left for a little bit, but over the last 50 years, you know, Peters Township is my home. So I will do whatever I can moving forward to help Peters Township grow and become the amazing community that it is. And I wish the new members coming on all the best. So this is an amazing group, and thank you guys very much.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
$250 fee to I saw it in there, we just passed it.
Well, we can get our old
It is.
envelope.
I was gonna say it's. Yeah. Put this right next to Warriors.
You're gonna push that chair out of, why don't you push that chair out
Let's
of the way?
move all three. Slide them.
Very nice.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Wonderful.
Thank you guys. Basement.
Looks like also a miscellaneous, just a reminder, we have the reorganization meeting Monday, January 5th. Is there anything else that we need?
Well, the only thing about that meeting is we need to take pictures, so, and we'll remind you of that before that date, but we do need to take pictures. I do have a brief executive session I need to talk to you about.
All right, then we're adjourned.